But speaking of Gengar, yeah, it's another character that's pretty hard to use. If you're a novice player, you're basically just going to be spamming Shadow Punch and doing nothing else.
Yeah.
Else. It relies on stealing the opponent's health and synergy gauge to fuel its own, which I think is neat. But
Yeah, it's a burst
its
mode has like
burst, though, I do think if the burst was the default move set, I'd probably place it higher.
yeah, it does. It has as an entirely different move
So
set.
burst Gengar is unique in that nearly its entire move set is completely different from regular Gengar. It's it's its Mega, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has completely different properties. Using really Mega Gengar could have been its own character.
Yeah,
And again, I'd like it more if you were able to use the burst moveset more for more of the match.
and yeah, and
First, it traps the opponent. It lowers the opponent into a dark void, and then a giant Gengar. It turns giant, eats the opponent, and then explodes.
4. Yeah, I just wish.
I just wish Burst Gengar could be used for more of the match.
That's
That's just Mega Gengar is really fun.
uh-huh. But yeah, unfortunately that leaves Gengar in C tier.
Yep.
Here.
Here. With that being said, the next character on this list,
This is Blaziken
Blaziken,
and standard
Cock.
standard type. What? Yeah, but
I only use Blaziken. Dave only uses Blaziken. He's Blaziken's blood. Anyway, also its variant in color is blue, which I think is cool.
yeah. Honestly, some of these second player colors. Some of these second player colors
should just be the shinies, because like this is way better than actual shiny Blaziken.
It was but my Blaziken is mainly all about close range.
Sort of a parallel to Suicune in that regard. It's a well-rounded character, but clearly prefers one phase over another.
Mm-hmm.
And Blaziken was a character, or was one of the two characters that was revealed at launch. The game's initial announcement alongside Lucario.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and of course Blaziken's burst is also its Mega. I think this is around pre-release for ORAS.
I think yeah, I think the game was revealed. The game was teased during before X and Y came out, and
I think it was around the time Mega Blaziken was announced.
Yeah, I think around that.
So Mega Blaziken and releasing early might have actually been a Pokkén tie-in. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. And yeah, the game didn't get a proper reveal until like a year later. Blaziken. Yeah, it is just a very solid character. Or its burst attack as it doing a bunch of as it doing a flurry of kicks.
Kicking the opponent up, and then and using what I would assume to be a version of Flare Blitz to dash at them before doing a massive exploding kick on them. Another very flashy character.
Next character would be
next character to go over.
Would be
Pikachu Libre.
Yep, Pikachu got here twice.
Yep, Pikachu got 2 slots on the roster. I mean, at least it's not the only Pokemon to do that, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, Pikachu Libre actually does play pretty differently.
It has basically nothing in common with regular Pikachu.
Yeah, it's a speed type.
So, yeah, it's a speed type character.
Its main gimmick is
it's going up at the opponent, up close to the opponent, and grabbing them to boost its stats. Yeah, it grabs them, which then powers up most of its attacks.
God, yeah, its grabs are.
Its grabs are devastating, and it gets a raw attack boost.
Mm-hmm.
Boost as part of its charge mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's a character heavily emphasizing grabs because it's it's a wrestler.
It's like Electro Web. It was one of them.
It utilizes Electro Web as part of its moveset, which I think is fun. It also has a wall jump, I think. I think it's one of the few characters with one. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's burst.
First, it goes up to the opponent
And
and uses its tail to flick him in the air, similar to Pikachu, but it then stands on the edge of a wrestling ring as the opponent is trapped down by electricity before slamming down on the as electricity.
This seems kind of familiar.
And it also it's an attack and defense boost for successfully landing its burst attack.
That burst attack seems kind of familiar.
Incineroar?
Yes.
Malicious Moonsault.
It was like malicious moons. Yeah, malicious moonsault.
I wonder if Pikachu Libre's burst attack was taken into account when coming up with malicious moonsault.
Or it's just a funny coincidence.
It's how in development Incineroar might have inspired Pikachu Libre. In this game.
But yeah, Pikachu Libre's an 8 here.
You're a fun character, slightly gimmicky, but not to the extent of a lot of other characters. Next on the roster is Sceptile.
I don't. Another
a speed type character. This one's very dependent on positioning. It has attacks that work at very specific ranges, like
it's like a Giga Drain.
Giga Drain, which is a long range grab. Now it has projectiles that move in weird arcs.
It has a Leech Seed,
where it can drain the opponent with remotely if they step on one of its Leech Seeds. It has an upward grab that you're almost never gonna land, and which I think is Leaf Storm.
Yeah, or which drops your attack.
Drops your attack.
Oh yeah, you can use a.
You also hang and swing from vines. You have a counter. You have a wood counter. That's like the ninja thing where they replace themselves with a block of wood.
Yeah, I know.
Then it has an uppercut attack with its tail.
Oh yeah.
Tail. It could. You will yeah.
Yeah, it's a burst. Earth has it Mega Evolve.
Of course. I think there are some slight changes to its actual moveset, like it fires more or some of its projectiles, for example. It also gets access to Dragon Claw as a follow-up attack. After some of its combos.
So its burst attack has a dash forward.
Or it's going into silhouette as it slashes at the opponent, and then and entangling them in vines before or causing an explosion of thorns.
Yep.
Or inside that ball.
Sceptile. I think Sceptile's another 8 here. Character.
Very fun character, or if slightly gimmicky. In a similar vein to Pikachu Libre.
Yeah. Next up on the
list
is Chandelure.
Chandelure was added is a technical. No, it's power. It's a power type character, and it was added to the game on popularity vote. There was a poll in Japan. I think it was polling in the favorite out of all Gen 5 Pokemon.
On and Chandelure.
Yeah, because they wanted a Gen 5 rep in the game. And Chandelure won out. Oh, being teased by having the last character of its name in Japanese.
Yeah. Is Chandelure.
I remember. I remember when that happened. People were guessing in which character could it be, which Pokemon have that, and I was looking at the options, and I was like, it would be cool if it was like Chandelure or something weird.
It is,
and it ended up actually being Chandelure.
So Chandelure is a very
eccentric character. It has a lot of funky projectiles and ranged attacks. Acts like it has a lob. It has Hex, which it's true to its function in game. And does more damage to Pokemon with status conditions. And so if you hit them with Will-O-Wisp, which can be charged to become a slower moving but wider ranged attack, or Smog, or heaven forbid both, you could and then hit them, follow it up with Hex to get hit them. X to deal massive damage.
It also has overheat.
Which drops its attack and speed upon use. It gets stronger if it's buffed. And you gains more range. Oh, you can do a Super Hex.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have 2 stat boosts at once, Hex gets like supercharged and takes a quarter of their health. Though, of course, for balancing reasons, in this game it also does remove the negative statuses from them.
So Chandelure.
Now, I'm going into burst. I'll wait for that to run out. Debuffs to run out. These debuffs last a bit.
Yeah, so you probably don't want to use overheat.
Eat a lot.
Yeah.
Its burst has use spirals of flames before lifting the opponent to the Shadow Realm, where it has lines of Will-O-Wisps, and it drains their life force and extinguishes their soul fire.
Yeah.
Or before laughing at the camera. Chandelure is a fun Pokemon with a lot of personality, especially in spin-offs.
Hold on, I'm just gonna turn up the game.
Listen to Chandelure's sounds.
And also,
that sound is ingrained in my memory.
Because when fighting, when doing nothing against Chandelure,
it likes to take a high stance a lot.
Yeah.
Mute that again now.
I just felt the need to bring up Chandelure's voice.
It's amazing.
And Chandelure is in A tier. It also a bit very strong and a bit gimmicky.
It's one of my personal favorite characters.
Yep. Next up
after Chandelure is Garchomp.
Another
power type character. And the Pokemon used by Avis.
Yeah.
That's one of the League Masters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should also mention, and Pikachu is used by the Grandmaster. Or I forget what her name was. I think it was Alyssa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used by the world champion.
The world champion. And so, anyways, Garchomp. It's a close range character, or powerful slashing attacks, and earthquakes.
Yeah.
It can also, it also has a Sand Tomb as one of its counters. Earth's Dig as a moving uppercut attack. That one's Sand Tomb. I don't remember what the counter is, but as it can flip kick the opponent, and it's set and.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that attack. If you get a critical hit and successfully block with it, it ends up. It gets supercharged.
Now it's burst attack. Now it's burst. Oh dear, it's burst.
So it's burst
That's
attack.
what
Slash at the opponent, then continue doing a combo of slashes before digging underground, coming back up with a drill attack that carries the opponent into the sky before using what I think is X's or to finish them off.
It does over. It does over two. It's like
it is in my unless I'm missing some random deviation and potentially one of the highest hitting burst attacks in the game.
Also the burst attack has a bit of start up.
Mm-hmm. So even if you missed the first attack of it, Garchomp continues is slicing forward. Or though it doesn't go into the second phase, it can still continue comboing the opponent.
And it also has like this dash attack. I can move when it's dash.
Ash Ash, yes.
Garchomp isn't easy S tier.
God, Garchomp's fun to use. All right, next is Bryson, I believe.
Yep, next is Bryson.
Yep, next is Bryson.
Oh boy, Bryson.
And a standard type character.
This thing has one of the worst AI when idling. No joke.
Okay, most of the time it will not kill you.
You want just run down the timer. Or Bryson is
Bryson focuses in ranged attacks. It has some kind of boomerang. It has.
it also. Oh right, yeah.
Sunny Day is a gimmick that boosts all of its fire attacks and Psybeam for some reason.
Yeah.
And it can also be activated after to end off of a hit.
I guess it makes its attacks. Yeah, it makes its attacks stronger.
It looks like Fire Blast comes out way faster in Sun.
Mm-hmm. Also,
this weird fire golf attack.
No, that's not it. Or is it? Yeah, that.
That's almost never gonna.
It does such pitiful damage. Well, it's mostly he was meant to be used in close range.
Range to smack the opponent into the air.
It's got
it's just goofy.
It also has is this.
It has flame charge. It rides on its broomstick and charges at the opponent. During midair.
Yeah.
It has a boomerang attack to bring the opponent in close. Similar to Cube on support.
There's a fire spin.
There's fire spin as a ranged option, in which it can combo into Sunny Day to increase its fire attacks.
Yeah, it's I think it's always in Sunny Day.
Its attacks are always Sunny Day boosted in burst mode. Oh yeah, light screen's also boosted.
Oh, it gets a straight up attack increase.
If you use Sunny Day while in burst mode, or when Sunny Day's already active, you get a temporary attack boost.
Yeah, very temporary.
It literally lasts like 3 seconds. Its burst attack has it fire off a beam of ribbons before trapping the opponent in a psychic bubble, and then summons hearts and stars and music notes in bubbles to home in on the opponent and cause a massive explosion of fireworks. It's a weird burst attack.
It is a really weird one. I'm pretty sure Bryson was probably added due to the anime.
Other than Pikachu, because of course it is Bryson's the only middle stage Pokemon in this game. I think Bryson, Pikachu, and Krogunk are the only unevolved Pokemon on the roster.
Yeah. Bryson is a B tier.
Yeah, Bryson is a B tier.
Or mainly, it is a bit gimmicky.
It is quite gimmicky, but like that doesn't make it completely miserable to use.
It's just kind of it's just a
It
bit,
does a bit of a high learning curve.
or but it's not. But at least I can somewhat consistently use it.
Next, we get into oh boy, Mewtwo.
Oh, oh, and another standard type. I
What's interesting about Mewtwo is like it rarely actually gets to use its energy burst.
well, yeah.
Whereas, of course, in free trading, you have it charged by default. Mewtwo has all sorts of attacks. It has as energy balls. It has a fire, ice, and then thunder punch combo. Oh. Has hyper beam. Has what I think might be Psy Wave. No, that's not Psy Wave. Isn't it?
Yeah,
That's Psy Strike. Like it can toss the opponent up into the air for air as a command grab. Have what I believe is Psycho Cut as its weak attack.
Yeah, just
It has a couple different, has of course 2 different grabs. It can use fire. Yeah, there's a punch combo. It has this aerial attack where it tosses a bomb of psychic energy down.
And well,
you got Mew as a support and the Shadow Arena as your stage.
very funny. So it's on burst mode, which you'll like never enter.
Mewtwo goes into Mega Mewtwo equals Mega Mewtwo X.
And
this burst attack has it surround them with psychic energy.
I reset it.
Okay, well at least you know you can do that. It has different grabs in burst mode too. It traps them in a void, a psychic void. Void harnesses energy in its fist, dashes at the opponent, and with a ton of particles, punches at them, and has a whirlwind of psychic particles flying out behind them.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong burst attack.
Its arms also stretch a ton in burst mode. Of course, Psy Strike. I still there.
Its moves. It was just.
Yeah, it's the grab. It's the normal grabs mainly that get changed completely in burst mode.
Yeah, sure sucks. You'll never actually
It's other grab.
It's other grab.
Show the other grab.
This.
No, the standard grab.
Yeah.
That's the one dual phase where it picks the opponent up and throws them around with a stretchy arm and then and causes an explosion.
That Zen headbutt.
Yeah, I think it's Zen headbutt with the and then field phase.
Mewtwo. No surprise.
Best here. Yeah, a lot of its attacks drain its synergy gauge too.
It's strong. I think it's strong enough that you don't really
need the synergy burst for it.
Now the last character in the base roster,
the original game is Shadow Mewtwo, a technical type character.
Oh boy, I'll just Shadow Mewtwo. The reason I even mainly the reason I
mentally melded. Thanks for playing with me. It's just random player 2. There's not a dedicated character in the game for Shadow Mewtwo.
What the?
Its player 2 is purple and bright orange. It's like a very saturated version of its normal
color scheme. Shadow Mewtwo is attacks increase its synergy gauge.
But usually lower its HP. Which is the opposite of Mewtwo, which I think Ink has some good recovery options, but drain its synergy gauge with a lot of attacks. Shadow Mewtwo's like what I think might be its only shared move with regular Mewtwo is Psy Strike.
Oh, it does have the dash.
Yeah, it has a couple shared moves, one of which being
shared basic attacks.
Strike. As a pillar of light that it can cause an explosion of by using Miracle Eye while the pillar's out.
As a teleport.
Or which also consumes some of its HP.
Oh yeah, sideways.
You can cancel it into multiple things, similar to Gardevoir's Calm Mind. Mewtwo also can do the Calm Mind thing.
as this shadow, as this
Yeah,
dark.
one of them is a powerful upwards tornado of dark energy.
And Shadow Mewtwo also has a ton of attack extra from other fighters.
Some examples.
I think one of them is like Thunder.
Yeah, it has Thunder from Pikachu as
Yeah.
one of its attacks.
Yeah.
Do the thing where you make the Pillar of Light explode. No, you have to have the pillar. Oh, okay. Yeah. If you have Shadow Mewtwo caught in the Pillar of Light, you can use Miracle Eye while it's trapped. Have to cause an explosion that does much more damage. It also has some weird close range attacks. X are just kick combos.
I said the fire and ice blades.
Yeah. Those are really cool. Oh, there's Side Strike. And its burst.
There's Shadow Mewtwo X.
Mega Shadow Mewtwo X.
X.
I wonder how its grabs look in burst. Are its grabs changed? Yes, its grabs mirror regular Mewtwo, but it uses... Oh, cool, it uses a pillar for one of those instead. And there's its Zen Headbutt. I like how it has Mewtwo's burst grabs, but there are some different flavor to them.
And, of course, Dark Nova.
Is it Synergy Diverse Attack, where it goes high above the earth, summons a gigantic ball of energy, which expands as it's going down and causes an explosion, and that takes up like a quarter the size of the earth and can be seen from space.
Yeah.
It's like this explosion the size of the damn moon. That one is like comical.
Oh, Shadow Mewtwo is I think my Shadow Mewtwo is my main. And just how fucking strong it is.
Yeah, and Shadow Mewtwo. Now, surprisingly, this is the. Despite being a technical character, Shadow Mewtwo ended up being an S, despite the previous two technical characters we talked about.
Because it's very easy to use.
Yeah. Despite the previous two technical characters we talked about ending up in C tier, yeah, this one managed to end up all the way in S tier.
Shadow Mewtwo is why I even started playing the game.
And like, oh, we can use Shadow Mewtwo from the start. Don't mind if I do.
Oh yeah. So next up are the arcade.
Were the how many? 1, 2,
4.
Were the 4 originally arcade exclusive Pokemon, starting with Darkrai, another technical character. Yeah, thankfully after the first 2 technical characters, the remaining ones get better.
Yeah.
Darkrai. Actually, yeah, Darkrai.
Its gimmick.
Its main gimmick is Dark Void.
Where its attacks are powered up.
Up for a short period of time.
Well, until a phase shift.
Yeah, its attacks are powered up until a phase shift occurs.
Or as I say, there's only a dual phase.
Yeah, it sends the opponent. Yeah, it's a special form of dual phase. Is where Darkrai is powered up. And it also replaces its Dark Void with the Nightmare Tendril attack.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually supposed to be Nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, because Darkrai doesn't really do much
without Dark Void. So yeah, it very much is reliant on this gimmick.
But yeah, it's just
it's a cool way to implement Darkrai.
Hey, at least Dark Void is accurate.
It can be charged for Urge to Pierce shields.
And it's burst mode.
Burst has it always in Nightmare mode.
As it
As
a large hitbox.
it traps the opponent in a deep nightmare where claws come out of paintings before, or a giant dark ride collapse ups down on the nightmare.
I don't know why that kind of reminds me of Poké Park a little.
Oh yeah, maybe I wonder if it was if that was inspired by the giant dark ride boss in Poké Farm. Poké Farm?
Well,
No, Poké Park too.
Either way, Darkrai is an A tier.
Surprisingly fun character for being so gimmick reliant.
And also Darkrai, his legs.
Legs. It's a very. It's also got a lot of style to it. So next character of these.
Next character would be
Scizor.
Or a power type.
A power type character. Garchomp's friend.
Scissor's main and gimmick is Swords Dance.
Yeah.
And so it's like, can be used for additional damage. It uses for an additional attack.
Yeah.
For just a lot of damage.
Yeah, Sword Dance boosts attacks. Has Bug Buzz, Aerial Ace, Bullet Punch, Metal Claw. And the String Shot combo.
That's a U-turn, I think.
U-turn. Yeah, that upwards flip is U-turn. Yeah, Swords Dance grants follow-up attacks instead of a direct attack buff in this game. So it enhances your combo game.
And it can be used, and you can have of two at once.
And stack two of them.
Scizor is a very fun character.
Yeah, it also has a slight distance bullet punch that can be followed up into a whirlwind attack from Swords Dance. And so there's a follow-up to that Aerial Ace attack. Attack 2 from Swords Dance. And so I think that's dual phase only. Do the Aerial Ace follow-up. The one with a spinning sword.
Yep.
Of course it's Burst. Burst is Mega Scizor.
Rare
First attack, it flies upwards, punches the opponent into the sky, slams them down to the ground before or enveloping wings of light, and doing a downwards punch that causes a massive explosion directly on the opponent.
This first attack, I think, is a bit on the weaker side.
But it doesn't hurt its placement.
And yeah, it's an A tier.
It's an A tier character. Scizor is a really fun one. I like using it a lot too.
All right, next up, we have.
Next up is Krogunk.
Yes.
I did not stutter. Krogunk is both a support and a playable character, and it was a speed type character.
Yeah. Krogunk, for the longest time, I didn't understand how it worked. Sat
down and ran through its practice. Pro tip: if you want to learn how to use a character, run through their practice sections, and
it'll show you all of their attacks. Krogunk's gimmick
is status conditions. It's very heavily. Its moveset's very heavily status based.
So I think it uses
Poison Jab. Poison Sting. That's Poison Jab, yeah.
Yeah.
It uses Poison Jab to either increase or decrease the opponent's stats.
That's then and uses Thief.
Then, depending on what happens, and there's two options. If your opponent gets its stats increased, then you use Thief and steal their stat boosts. If the opponent gets stat decreases, however, or, you use Venoshock. To supercharge. You use a supercharged Venoshock.
Mm-hmm.
Like on them.
Mm-hmm.
To hit stupid hard.
Krogan can fucking just throw rocks.
You throw rocks and bombs and giant boulders occasionally.
Yeah, I think that part is a bit rant. I think that
specific attack is also random in what it does.
Also literal
fling.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fling. Whatever the hell this is.
A screech. Yeah, for fling, the odds get worse if you use it consecutively, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you keep using it, you're more likely to get rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it also has. You can also manually place bombs down, which I didn't know it could do.
Mm-mm. Yeah, and it's Erst has it.
Do a corkscrew attack downwards before summoning an army of double team clones to pile on the opponent.
And then
it shoots, it's a poison sting at it, which causes a massive explosion.
And then
it salutes.
Krogan
has good sound effects.
When it loses, it just laughs.
Krogan laughs at the player when you lose.
Yes, it just laughs at you. Krogan was very obviously probably just meant as a funny joke character.
Yeah, Krogan's definitely a joke character to at least some degree.
Because it's also a support, or which I shall proceed to do.
Considering the game randomized to give no,
I selected that.
Selected Krogunk support with Krogunk character. I'm not sure what gender Krogunk is in this game, but it seems to use the same model as the support.
I think it's a male.
Yeah, I think we determined the Krogunks in Pokkén are male.
He's a very funny character.
Or because you can tell what gender a Krogunk is by how high the bandages are on them, and the Krogunks in Pokkén seem to have lower bandages.
Krogunk is an A tier. It's a really fun. It's just a funny character.
Garchomp and the Pikachus also have canon genders, with Garchomp and regular Pikachu being male and Pikachu being female. Of course.
The Krogunk is just a really funny addition.
Yeah, those are the only 4 characters in Pokkén to have definitively confirmed genders.
Yeah. Next up, we have Empoleon.
On a standard type character.
Mm-hmm.
I find it cool. They introduced the arcade exclusives. Introduced one of each character type.
Yeah. So Empoleon.
It's a character with good mobility options.
In a lot of
and a ton of combo potential. It has Rock Smash, which lowers the opponent's defense for a short period of time after using it.
Drill Pack, which can lead into Rock Smash.
It has this spinning trident launch attack.
It has Ice Beam,
in which it can then follow up on by skating on the Ice Beam, even then slamming into the opponent.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it has this drill. It has a lot of lead-ins to Rock Smash.
So it can go one combo after another, or get consecutive.
It can also jump.
It can also do a spinning jump when it's skating. It's got
it's probably Hydro Cannon.
Hydro Cannon, where it uses it to propel itself, where it turns to face away from the opponent before propelling its back into them, and with Hydro Cannon. And it has an aerial sword attack. Act with its wing.
Empoleon has a lot of physical attacks in this game.
No, it's always felt weird to me as a special attacker.
But yeah, but either way, yeah, it's a burst attack. It's very short ranged.
And it creates a small whirlpool around it, which sucks the opponent in and drags them beneath the waves, where Pokkén repeatedly dashes at them from multiple different angles before causing a massive vortex to swirl them around and cause them to and eject them from the water realm in a bubble.
Mm-hmm. Pokkén is just
a really fun and flashy character.
That's an S tier.
It's got a lot of combo potential too.
Now on to the last three the DX exclusives.
Starting with Decidueye.
The only entirely new character at launch.
Entirely new character in the game at launch. Launch. This game did have 5 new characters that the Wii U version didn't have, but 4 of them were previously arcade exclusives. Decidueye was developed specifically for Pokkén DX.
And well, Decidueye,
and what type was Decidueye?
Decidueye.
What type is Decidueye? Change Pokemon.
Decidueye is a
standard type character.
Yeah. This is Alex's
my new main in Pokkén Deluxe.
So. Decidueye has
has great both ranged and close options. It's like it has Frenzy Plant as a backwards counter. I think that could be Brave Bird. Has it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, has of a glide mode.
Yes. It's by pressing one of the shoulder buttons in midair. From which it can do a variety of attacks, including acrobatics, which is powered up if your synergy gauge isn't full. If you hold it down, well, at least the uncharged version is.
Yeah.
The charged version tosses the opponent far away. And I think the damage of that is the same regardless of whether or not the burst gauge is full.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it also has stuff like I think Shadow Sneak.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure what a lot of the attacks for it are, but they're really cool. Well, of course, it's got arrow-based attacks too.
And Decidueye is Bert. There's it.
There's Shiny Feather.
I think I just need to play its sound.
Listen to the sound it makes. It surrounds the opponent in a whirlwind of leaves before firing a single shining arrow. Listen. Not that sound. It's just thinking the victory sound of it.
Wow!
That was wow!
Decidueye is a really.
No, I do the screech.
Oh, it's Screech?
Screech.
Screech.
How was Screech used? It was like the one where it does screams. Check the move list. Pokemon moves would it be in?
Which was that?
Standard moves. What is it? It's funny. Like, well, I don't know who it was. I wish you could figure it out because the Decidueye's voice clips are hilarious in this game.
Yeah, it just fucking screams.
Yeah, it screams.
Decidueye is an S tier character. Only didn't get an.
And to Smash, but it got into Pokkén at the very least.
And I'd say that's good enough.
Yeah. So, Now we move on to the two, yes, two, Pokkén Deluxe DLC characters.
Yeah.
Starting with Aegis Slash.
Oh dear. A technical.
A technical type character.
Oh dear. Yeah, this one is
Now, Aegis Slash has a very special gimmick to it.
And well, that's stance change.
Range. When changing stances, its entire moveset is altered. You have to use King's Shield. Yeah, that. After use it, landing an attack in shield mode, you get a temporary attack increase. After landing certain attacks in shield mode, you get a temporary attack increase. He says you change to blade mode, it can do more rapid and hard hitting attacks. Shield mode's actually pretty good at a distance. And switch, true to form, it's a defensive option. And of course, you have attacks like Sacred Sword or in Shadow Sneak. That's an attack that looks like V-Create, but it isn't.
It was a spin at the.
I think that might be a gyro ball or something.
Rapid spin.
Rapid spin, I think, maybe.
Spin.
It also has Sacred Sword. I think it's its down attack. Yeah, that. No.
Yeah.
No, it was like a bigger one. Whatever. It has Iron Head as a dash.
Yeah.
Dash attack. Shield mode. It has its own. No. Of course, shield mode and range, and fire lasers. It's weak attacks, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe shield mode's weak attacks are the lasers. So it's the eye-based attacks. Yeah, it has various projectiles. It can move left and right while firing them. It's just super cool.
And now it's burst attack. Holy shit.
Depending on mode, it actually works differently. So in shield mode, it fires a beam from its shield. But anyways, the fallout's the same. It traps the opponent in a ball of gold before or a hand from hell picks it up, has a glowing blade surround it, slashes through the ball, causes the opponent and inside the ball to basically split in half, and gives you an attack and speed increase. Now in in shield mode, in blade form, it has spinning blades surround you at closer range, and then follows up into the same attack. It's called Underworld Ruler.
It's
literally implied to be the ruler of the underworld picks up Aegis Slash and cuts down the opponent.
Aegis Slash is an S tier character.
Are such a fucking fun character, and there is so much attention to detail, and I just love Aegis Slash.
Then the last character.
They're Blastoise, another power type character.
Oh boy, Blastoise.
Ignoring the fact that it looks very cursed in this game.
Yeah. Ignore that fact. A fact that it does.
I don't like the scale textures.
So Blastoise.
It has, as he was like, rapid spin. It also there's water spout, which does less damage when you're weakened. And I think that's like water gun or something. Has bubble, or it could trap the opponent and to make them fall to the ground. It has it can use water pulse into other pulse moves.
Yeah.
It was based on what button you input next.
It was like
that's Dragon Pulse, I think. That's Dragon Pulse. That's Dark Pulse.
Yeah.
I think if you continue with a different button. Yeah,
that's Aura Sphere.
That's Aura Sphere. Yeah, it almost can couple Water Pulse into Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse, or Aura Sphere, depending on what button.
Yeah, all of its Mega Launcher attacks.
So it gets the Mega Launcher boost. It has flip turns, basically.
It's just the fucking...
It does a flipping attack. If it launches the opponent into the air. There's Water Spout.
Yeah. And well, it's
It's Burst. Mega evolves into Mega Blastoise. It has a combo. It has a new combo attack. I don't remember what it was.
as a grab.
Well, that's what's Water Pulse Grab. That.
Yeah.
If you use one of the, it was one of the Water Pulse combos. You could follow it up into a new blast attack.
And now it's oh dear.
It's Burst.
It dashes.
Jets at the opponent and shoots them a ton at close range, then dashes at them when they're up against a wall, punches them and launches them into the sky before anchoring itself down with ice and firing a massive energy beam.
Yeah, holy shit. What? That's.
And it can also, its little pulses are homing in the song. It also has a Shell Fortress mode.
Yeah.
It can make itself increase its defense during.
Okay, yeah.
I don't remember how to activate it. I think it's a follow-up to some of its attacks.
Yeah, Blastoise is
just a really fun character once again.
And yeah, very easy S tier character.
Rest in peace, Venus Orange Swampert.
It just. It's idle animation.
Do it again.
I just.
Let's see, come on. Do the idle animation. Oh, damn it, you interrupted.